What's up, good people? It's your boy Scott here with John on Apartment Gaming and more, Brooklyn Nets Stoop Edition. What's up, John?
Hey Scott, good to be here. Shout out to NBA fans worldwide. We are in the final stretches of what's been a very interesting season. The Brooklyn Nets in particular, only 29 or so games left. If rookies can keep developing, keep building chemistry with each other, and hopefully at the end of this, all this sacrifice, all this heartache a lot of the fans have had to endure this year is worthwhile because this is definitely quite a historic draft. I mean, there's potentially 9 freshmen that could be drafted in the top 10 potentially. So there's definitely some good prospect talent out there that could fit on Brooklyn and be a part of this for the long haul. But obviously there are 4 in particular: Dabasa, Peterson, Boozer, and Wilson. And it's interesting about Peterson right now. I don't know if you've checked your Twitter or whatnot. There's a lot of stuff going on with Peterson right now.
Yeah,
Basically,
he's
NBA
hurt.
media,
Yeah,
scouts.
yeah, he's
They,
not
they, they're kind
playing.
of worried about. Yeah, they're kind of worried a bit about personality concerns, health, obviously, but it seems Peterson's trying to fast track himself. Like, I feel like he likes Kansas, but he don't want to fight for Kansas. Like, he kind of did what he had to do. He's potentially number one guy right now in his mind, and what I guess he's hearing from his agents and the people around him, which he can always make a case for. But if he's going to do this right now, where he just gets his buckets, says, "Oh, I got an injury and I'm bouncing," and if he misses the tournament, I think you have to definitely question if this guy is legit a number one guy, not just with his draft ranking, but is he actually number one guy you want to invest in long term? Because let's remember, Scott, he's only 18 years old and he's already having this type of attitude and persona. We've seen this before, Scott, with young stars. That gets to the head, the money, the power, and the skill set kind of goes into the background. And for the Brooklyn Nets, we want availability, no more toxicity. And I think Peterson is an elite scorer. But if he has the mindset of a James Harden and the availability of a Kawhi Leonard, those are huge red flags. So I'm not surprised that people are kind of seeing what I was seeing a bit. Like, I see great skill set, but I also see a lot of concerns too. And if I'm the Brooklyn Nets, if you have to draft Peterson in a certain scenario, you do it. But I look at Dabasa being number one right now in this draft just because what you can build with him long term. I look at Caleb Wilson as one of the best breakout prospects in this draft, what he can do defensively, athletically, physically. Like, he's definitely somebody you can build with. And then Cam Boozer, a guy I feel is being underrated by a lot of people who look at, the power being one thing, but they go, he's not athletic enough. The guy brings a 90s style nuanced basketball to any team he could be part of. So I think the Nets getting in that top 4, I'm definitely looking at the front court more than I am our back court, because we kind of have a back court being built. So I think the Nets are in a decent position right now, but clearly you want to keep this going and get the best odds you can to at least secure a certain top selection. Because if we have let's say the second worst record, the lowest we could go is 6. Well, so we could have a shot of getting top 4 or getting no worse than 6. And obviously 6 you don't want, but at the same time, there might be 1 or 2 guys I'm looking at that could fit the Nets in that certain slot to be a building block piece. But obviously top 4, you want to do everything in your power to do so. But there's definitely some interesting conversations to be had about who truly is the number one guy right now.
Yeah, I don't particularly care about what scouts are saying. Really, I think they pick and choose who they like, as far as who coming out of college. I don't think he has an issue, and I think when they put things out there in the media, people run with it. So I don't pay that no mind. He's definitely got the skill set. It's up to the GM to handle it, and if he can't handle the pressure, then maybe the GM they need to go, not the players. The players play. So who controls the locker room? If you're a good coach or you a good GM, you'll be able to handle your locker room.
No,
Sometimes
listen, you make valid point.
yeah, I
You
don't
make
pay that because they put that out there already that he has issues and this and that. Don't pass up on talent, man.
Don't do that.
You don't pass up on talent because you listen to. You can't do it. If you do that, then you're not playing to win. Remember when I was saying all the time about the Brooklyn Nets? Are they trying to win or are they trying to sell tickets?
Well, I
Or
think you could
raise
win
a church.
Yeah.
Well, wait. Listen. I think you can win with a DeBasa or a Boozer or Wilson. If you ask me who my top two are in my mind right now,
Are
I
you
would say
saying? Are you
DeBasa.
saying we can't win with Peterson?
No, it's not. It's not about winning with Pearson. Does Pearson want to win with the team, or is this about securing his future financials right now at such a young age? So regardless of where his career goes, he's set for life. And I get it. There's a game within a game. It's not just about what you do on the court. It's not just about what you do for the team. It's what you do for yourself. Listen, basketball is more individual than people want to admit, especially for the young class of players we're seeing right now with all these NIH deals that they're doing, getting all this money soon. Let's remember, these kids aren't broke right now. They're making
It's
money
not. It's not.
that
It's
past
not.
future Hall of Famers
Basketball is more
wish they had the
individual.
chance to
Life is
win.
more individual.
Yeah, but
You know.
LBL, we want a team though in Brooklyn with the top guy. We just want a guy that is going to come here, collect his bag, and then I'm injured, I don't want to play. Like I don't need that type of guy. I want a guy that's
Yeah,
fully
but
about
you
basketball
can't get
twenty
all of
four
that. Look, the
seven.
guy's 18 years old. Give him a chance. He's a kid. He might. I
Yeah,
mean,
acting like a kid. He's
well,
acting like he already got it figured
most
out.
18-year-olds,
Nah.
as far as I know, most 18-year-olds don't run their own lives, even when they're 18.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
he's getting advice from someone. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's his management team or whatever. Because you did the same thing last year with Ace Bailey, where you started, character assassinating him and everything just because he wanted to play in a particular place. It's like, let these
And it
guys
wasn't
be who they
Utah, and
are.
LBL, it wasn't Utah, LBL, right? Because that's where he wanted to go. Wanted to go to Mormon, Utah, with what he did too. No,
No,
he
he
got
did
screwed by his
not
own
want to go there. No, he did not want to go there.
arrogance.
But this is my point. It's like, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be where you want to be. There's nothing wrong with that, especially when you're 18,
Yeah,
you
but
know?
LBL, these kids got to realize the real power they get to really control their futures when that first big contract comes up. Like when after that first rookie extension, when they're like either an unrestricted free agent, that's when they have real power to decide, hey, do I want to be with the team that drafts me? I don't want to go where all the big boys are at. That's when the power is.
Well,
The power doesn't start at 18 years old when you just step foot in the NBA.
well,
That's
you
when
tell
it
that
comes.
you tell that to Peyton Manning and every other football player that engineered their way to where they wanted to be drafted.
So every sport has to follow this hierarchy of I step into a certain sport, automatically I have full say where I want to go. It doesn't work like that, LBL. Even in sports, it's like, I'm a huge wrestling fan. The wrestlers that sign their contracts, they have to do what they have to do that's being told by management above. They can't just say, I'm going to work certain dates here, certain dates, unless they're a bona fide superstar of certain sorts where they have that say. But that's a rare few class of people, LBL. It's not for everybody. Everybody can't do that.
What I don't like is the character assassination that the media does. They characterize people when they don't get along with them, when they go against what they say and want.
Yes.
That's when the character assassination comes out and people echo it. And I don't echo that. I know, I understand his talent speaks for itself. Now, if you want to win, you get talent. That's what you do. I don't care about it. Then that's up to Sean to be able to handle what he wants.
Sean can get out of Brooklyn. That guy can't handle anything.
If he don't do it, apparently he's in because they want to keep him.
He's in because Joe Tsai wants him.
So they telling you right now what the Nets are going to be.
That's the right person. Even if it's only one person that wants you in Brooklyn, that's the one person in Brooklyn you want.
Yeah, right. Of course. But LBL, we've seen 10 years of the Sean Marks disaster class. People don't like him. Stars don't like him. Role players like him. And Cam Thomas was willing to say, even if you had a trade for the kid, he was like, no, I don't want to do what you want to do. Nobody respects Sean Marks on the Brooklyn Nets.
I listen to ESPN.
That actually should be respected.
I listen to ESPN talk about him, and they not talking nice. They trying to put him in a box.
You talk about Peterson, right?
Yes. And I'm not feeling the media. I know how the media gets down. I know how this works.
You saw the last game. Right, he made that three, and then he singles. Oh, my hammy cramps! Well, like it didn't look like he actually hurt himself.
Maybe it was.
Maybe it was. Maybe he don't want to get hurt. He don't want to
Maybe he
get
just
hurt
wants to
before.
fast track himself. Maybe he doesn't want to do the tournament because he already knows he's locked in.
No, I think what the league, what NCAA want, what the coaches want, what the universities want is him to play so they can make money. That's what it is. And he's saying, I'm hurt, I'm not feeling well, or whatever the case may be, and that's it. What they want, you want to pass up on talent because he's saying, I don't want to end my career.
We could try.
I'm just saying, don't listen to
I
the
understand what
character
Peterson's
thing.
doing. He's playing his own game. Obviously, Listen. I said he's a skilled young man, elite skills. But when people call you Kobe Bryant 2.0, I gotta hold your feet to the fire a little bit and look at what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is a very skilled guy, but I'm looking at a lot of factors that don't have to do with the skill on the court that could really hurt his future. And for the Brooklyn Nets, we need some sustainability with who our potential franchise guy is if we are in that top four. And right now, Peterson, he's fourth right now on that list for me.
You're hearing it from the media. Do you trust them?
You talk about the Stephen A. Smiths and the Perkins, what they did today. Listen, I don't like Stephen A. Smith and what he does a lot.
I'm talking about ESPN in general. The whole thing
has a lot of wild takes. But I will say this that Stephen Smith was right about. This is business. At the end of the day, if you're the number one guy and you want to be the number one guy, you have to be evaluated as the number one guy. And right now, Peterson, he's trying to do a little too much too fast, which obviously is turning off a lot of people. Now, LBL, I still think he will go top 4 in that draft. Probably no less than top 2, but right now it's top 1. I'm not seeing a lot there with what else he brings outside of the great skill set.
I get it. You don't like him. You don't like his character.
It's not about we've already had this happen with Kyrie Irving, with Kevin Durant, with James Harden, with Mikal Bridges, with Cam Thomas. We need a guy that's not about the ego and about my own finances. It's about what can I bring to the team to build a actual roster to take Brooklyn into a future it's never been to in 10 years. And Peterson right now already, it seems like he's focused on the individual as opposed to the team. And I look at a guy like a DeBassa, a Boozer, and a Wilson. Those 3 guys have been all about basketball in college, what I've seen so far.
So what if them two come to the team and start talking about what they want?
If they leave it on the court, we could definitely have conversations about that. But right now, I'm looking at who's bringing it on the court right now. And Booz is bringing it on the court. The boss has been elite. And a lot of people frown upon the boss because Wilson and Peterson may have had you may have got one on him. Still, the kid is a young, elite talent, excellent shot maker, solid defender. He could play make. That guy, to me, AJ DeBassa, if I was in charge of this draft, he goes number 1 regardless because that is a superstar potential prospect. I get Peterson. He's very flashy with the offensive firepower, but he's definitely got a lot of red flags popping up right now. And I look at DeBassa, I don't see many red flags. I just see a lot of green flags. And if I was the Brooklyn Nets, I wanted DeBassa over Peterson to make a franchise guy on this team. That's just how I'm looking at it right now. I'm not trying to demoralize Peterson. He's still an elite scorer, but he's definitely doing a lot too fast. That to me, I've seen this before. I saw it with Ace last year with Joe Bill, but I've seen it with James Kyrie and Kevin Durant who were on a team. We get it. You are great at what you do, but you're not great for the team of what we're trying to build. And that's the problem. We've seen this in Brooklyn already. I don't think Peterson's going to add much other than what we've seen. Toxicity, drama, some fun basketball in between. But we need more than that right now if we're actually going to try to compete for a title.
What's up, everybody? What's up, Ribby? Knicks in the room. Yeah.
Ribby, you better hope, man. You better hope your Knicks get a lead tonight, man, or else, Paul Reed, man, he coming.
No, I honestly think that, the hoopla is just hoopla. I don't pay that no mind. I'm not passing up talent, man. I don't care. The thing with Kyrie and with the Nets is kind of out of place and out of pocket. I get it. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot going on outside of basketball. That's on them now. That's on the owners. That's on Sean and them. They run the media. They run everything. So when you have problems outside of basketball, that means you wasn't handling your business. Period. I don't care how, or you didn't care. Or you didn't care. One of the two.
No, Listen, if he is somehow still in the top 4, we had a shot to get Pierce. I understand why we would do it, but if I have a top 2 potential slot, I'm looking at the other 3 right now more closer than Pearson because I want a guy who's all about the dynamics of basketball, all about the team style orientation of it, and all about making Brooklyn a destination. I think Pearson, elite scorer, but the personality, characteristic stuff we're seeing right now, it's definitely suspect because he shouldn't be doing that right now. He should just leave it on the court.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I can't trust what's being said right now.
Did you hear the coach? Did you hear what his college coach said?
Peterson didn't say anything.
Yeah, but did you hear what his college coach said? His college coach said, I thought we nipped this in the bud. I thought this kid was healthy as an ox, and now he's subbing himself out.
So
he subbed himself out. It wasn't the team subbing out. He subbed himself out.
So maybe he's hurt.
I mean, cramps. I mean, listen, if we're getting close to March Madness here, if this is like with the playoffs, if a guy has cramps, I think he's coming out the game unless that leg can't move.
I'm going to protect myself. If I was a player, I'm protecting myself. I'm going to protect. All right, so then you don't pick me. That's all right. Don't pick me. But then you can't turn around and come to me and say we're the talent. Okay. All right.
We have 3 other options, though. That's the thing. Right. We have 3 other options.
All right. You think you have better option, but you know.
We do. It's Adrian Bossa, Kid Wilson, and
he might come in. They might come in and get cramps too. Then what you gonna do? Get somebody else? You gonna run to the next person? Nah,
listen,
dude.
If it's a legit injury, you can't do anything about it. But it seems like with Peterson, these are popping up way too much. A little too much.
So he's getting hurt. It ain't got nothing to do with his attitude.
He might be getting hurt, or he might be not getting hurt.
How you not getting hurt when you subbing yourself out? How you
not getting hurt? It didn't look like he was limping much. It seemed like he took a 2-point shot and said,
"Oh, so you need a bullet wound to come out of the war?"
No, listen. The problem is
you need a hole in your body.
Listen, Pearson is trying to outsmart the NBA before he's a legit bona fide star in the NBA, and that's a problem. And I think a lot of people are catching on to that, and he shouldn't do that to himself. He was a skilled kid coming into this. Now everybody's going, are these actual injuries, or is this guy trying to fast track himself, drop Kansas like a dime, and not even compete in the tournament? Because at the end of the day, Scott, maybe he wants to do it. Maybe he wants to say, oh, listen, I got a hamstring injury I've been trying to play through. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not, but I don't got to play this tournament. I'm the number one guy. Everybody knows who I am, and I'll kill the combine. I get if he does that, but at the same time, is that going to make a guy I want to build with in a team-style basketball setting? Not really, because great individual, but Scott, you've seen right now, in this era, a LeBron James cannot carry a team in this era. Maybe a few eras ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe, but not in this NBA. One guy is not going to do it. You need a guy with a team around him. And I don't know if I'm a part of that team. Do I want a guy who's just focused solely on his ambition, his finances, to be the one driving the ship, and I just got to be a passenger until he wants to drop me? That's where the problem's coming in, Scott. I think that's why a lot of people are trying to stop the wheels a bit now on him. They believe in the skill set. It's just, is he an actual guy we can build with long term, or is he going to flake on us? That's what people are asking right now.
Well, I don't disagree. I totally disagree. I'm protecting myself. I understand the business part. Just like everybody say, it's a business. Okay, I get it. You need to be on the court. That's cool. So he's not on the court. He's hurt. You can devalue him from that because he's not there. But the character thing, I don't want to hear that. That's not an excuse.
I mean, it's not uncommon, though, Scott. We saw with Ace Bailey last year, and he screwed himself there with that.
Well, what did Ace Bailey do? He didn't do nothing wrong. He didn't want to go to Utah. He didn't like it. He didn't like the idea. He didn't want to go to Philly either. Philly wants to work him out. He said, I'm not going there. Like, he didn't want to go to anybody. He actually didn't do any workout for any team, which is shocking. He basically trusted that crazy agent of his. We got to give these players more leeway.
To magically let it do he wants to choose them.
We have to give these players more leeway with their bodies, man. Because it's not like these guys played yesterday. They've been playing for a minute. To get to the level that they are in the college ball, they've been playing for a long time. They've been playing a lot of ball. So, I mean,
listen, you're right. But listen,
you got to protect your body. You got to protect your body.
Listen, at the end of the day,
Scott. Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
Can I address the elephant in the room?
Sure, go ahead.
And the elephant in the room is John, what he's talking about, where he's saying, yeah, I'll go for the not available stuff, but I'm not going to go for the character assassination, is because, for decades and decades and decades, black sports fans are used to black athletes being maligned and as if they're jaking it, to use Lou Pinella's line on Ricky Henderson. Like, oh, they're not playing hard, or they're faking the injury and this and that. Kawhi, when his leg was messed up in San Antonio, it wasn't really messed up. Like all of these things, I'm saying we've gone through it for so many decades of this. We're very sensitive to when someone says, oh, you need to get out there and play. I'm just saying that because of the history of so many athletes that ruin their careers by playing hurt, by doing the team a solid and playing and then never being the same again. Now they've gotten more conservative, more safe about their own situation, and is it a little bit more selfish? Definitely, but because of that. That's why some of us are more sensitive to when you say, oh, well, I don't want him to have a bad attitude like Ace Bailey. It's like, what bad attitude did Ace Bailey have? He didn't want to play for someone. So what?
He didn't try out for any teams. You're supposed to do that no matter what prospect.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Wait. I don't care if you were Kobe Bryant, I don't care if you were Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant coming to the draft. You work out for teams and see who wants you.
Oh, boy. Don't we have a whole history? Don't we have a whole history of guys that did not work out for teams but were drafted?
And it doesn't always work out for everybody else.
No, but what I'm saying is, Kobe's agent told a bunch of people, I don't want y'all to draft him. Right? Scared Calipari so much that he drafted Kerry Kittles.
Yeah.
Right? So this is what I'm saying. They've always done this, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm saying, you shouldn't be assassinating the 18-year-old's character because he's come out of these games. Am I frustrated by it? Definitely. Am I a little leery? Am I a little leery about it?
Of course.
Yes, but I'm not leery because he's taking himself out. I'm worried. Well, is there something to this hamstring or whatever?
Is he injured? Right.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I'm concerned about his well-being more than
that's what I mean.
His character.
But
his character is not in jeopardy here. This guy.
I said he's an elite scorer, but there's definitely some red flags. A lot of people.
But when you put it out there,
there are not a lot of red flags on him. I don't know what you're talking about.
He took himself out the game the other day.
I'm talking about between the lines. There's not a lot of red flags about him.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about his character. I haven't heard anything about his character.
This is a team style basketball era. There's no LeBron James carrying a team by himself.
Let me say this: LeBron James didn't carry a team by himself anywhere.
He carried the Cavs. No, besides him and Kyrie.
No, I'm saying they didn't win it though, right?
He wasn't by himself. He
wasn't by himself when he had Kyrie and Kevin Love.
No, we can't. You can't be. You're never by yourself in basketball, man.
I'm just saying, LeBron.
I don't care what you say.
I don't care. A lot of the ball.
See, this is why I don't pay that no mind, because basketball is a team sport. True.
Yep.
It's always been a team sport. It's been every Michael Jordan won with a team, not with him by himself. You understand what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't do that to this 18-year-old listening to the media, pass around negativity when this guy might be legitimately hurt.
And you know what? And it's in ESPN's interest, and it's in Stephen A. Smith's interest
that he play
to force him to play.
Right.
If they could put public pressure on him so that he plays. That's what they want to do, because that gets them ratings. They get to talk about him and everything.
Right.
All of that. So, of course, he's going to say, yeah, I want that. So I'm saying that. Remember, Stephen A. is the same guy that said, I wouldn't pay Kyrie. I know he's box office, but I wouldn't pay him. And then the next thing we know, he's getting $30 million a year
Yeah.
again. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So someone else obviously valued him more than Stephen A. did.
Yeah.
So don't let him be your barometer.
That's
So all I'm saying
makes
is
a lot of
all of
outrageous
these
claims,
guys.
Scott, so like we don't buy or think people like that say. So don't worry about that. You know.
No, but I'm saying, but see, this is what I'm saying. You're attacking. You are assassinating his character
No, I'm not
by.
saying nothing. I'm going by what I'm seeing. I'm not listen. I'm not saying the kid's career is done by any stretch
No,
of the
but I'm
means.
saying,
I'm just saying he's playing with
but
fire.
what I'm saying, listen to what Scott just said, and listen to what I just said. Yeah, we're worried whether he's hurt or not. Is he a bad investment or not? We don't know because we're going to make sure he's healthy first. That I understand, but anything else, you can't say, "Oh, he's playing games. He's only doing this. He's taking himself out." Come on, stop. I saw that tap that you're talking about when he walked by himself and he tapped him. He might have said, "Yo, if you feel any pain, just let me know," and he might have done that.
And listen, I get what he's doing.
So
Listen,
what I'm saying is but publicly you're raking this kid against the coals just for not playing.
I'm just saying this, LBL. What he's doing individually for his own future gains, I totally understand that. Everybody else in his situation probably could do the same thing because he's making extra money already, which is rare. Past generations of talent in the NBA have never had that type of opportunities.
How many games did Kyrie play at Duke?
No, LBL, I'm just saying these kids are lucky with the money they're getting right now to compete in college as a freshman. That's where they have to set a bar for themselves.
How many games did Kyrie play at Duke?
He didn't play a whole lot. He got injured.
I'm saying
right?
about 11 at the most, right?
Yeah.
And he still went number one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Ben Simmons went number one too, and look at how his career turned out. Like it doesn't always work.
But what I'm saying is, but you're the one arguing that it's hurting his value or something.
No, it's not about hurting his value. It's hurting his value for us because we need a sustainable guy to be that number one guy.
But you only need him to be that once he's drafted.
I'm very leery about that.
Yeah,
sometimes these things happen. These things happen.
Yeah, I'm not against what you're saying, John. If you don't like the guy, that's different. You don't want to pick him number one, that's different. But to sit there and say that his character is kind of, come on.
James Harden is his character great?
What the regular media.
Great? No, listen, we have a lot of top talent. Wait, Scott, we have a lot of top talent in the NBA's character bad. Look at Kevin Durant. He has a burner phone where he's been talking crap about his teammates, and that's more important than them competing for a title right now. Listen, nobody really cares about character in the NBA, but then if you're that number one guy, you got to hold yourself to a bit of a standard because if we're relying on you to play a huge role in this, you can't just score your points and then injuries happen. Now, real injuries you can't do anything about, but injuries happening like that, it definitely makes you sus because he's playing a one-man game to only get himself so far. But the team, they suffer in the end. And obviously, Peterson is a very skilled player, one of the best skilled guards in a draft period. But looking at these other things, they could really be detrimental long term to trying to build something.
What are the other things other than him not playing?
What other things?
Go into business for yourself, and we've seen guys on this team in Brooklyn do that.
What other things? What other things? What other things that he do?
I just said them.
I'm saying, what are the other things other than not being on the court? What are the other things?
Potentially taking himself out when he could play a few more minutes to help his teammates out.
I'm saying he didn't take himself out.
Scott, LBL, there's people that are really looking at the lens of this going, hey, is that guy really injured or he just clocked in and clocked out?
So what? That they can't prove it, can they?
This is
no. I'm saying they just want to have
now.
something bad to say about him, just like last year. Oh, Ace Bailey is the worst draft pick in the world because his uncle is directing him to do this.
I said nothing else wrong about him. Listen, we're talking about pure basketball. The kid's great. We're talking about if this guy's the number one guy in all aspects of what it means to be number one guy. He is not. He is not that from what I've seen so far. But he's a skilled guy.
Since we talking skilled basketball, that's what he is. He's a skilled basketball player. He definitely got talent. I don't even know what else is there to talk about. And anything else that you bring up has nothing to do with basketball.
Again, we have seen stars on this team with toxicity destroy our team, and I worry that that Pearson is being led astray a bit, and he doesn't seem to mind that right now. That's my only worry about him. I feel like
But
he's being led astray a bit there.
my thing is, I haven't really seen too much toxicity from players, but I've seen a lot from the media.
And I
That's
have
what-
seen.
I've
I
seen,
have seen. I could name some
And I've-
toxicity.
I mean, I have seen some from players too, though.
I mean,
But-
because what's his name comes to mind, but then he probably never wanted to be here, so it's like understandable to me. Darren Williams,
Williams, yeah, Darren Williams.
because he played great for us in New Jersey. Then when he got to Brooklyn, I think he never really wanted to re-sign with us.
Yeah,
But, on a personal note, something was going on. Remember, something was going on with one of his kids. His kid had some kind of form of some rare illness where it had, he re-signed with us because he could take care of him in New York,
right.
But I don't think he ever really liked New York. I don't think, he's a Dallas kid. But I don't think he ever really accepted New York, and especially, I mean, he was better off in Jersey, but when we got to Brooklyn, it seemed like he couldn't really handle, the responsibility of being a leader.
The media pressure.
And the responsibility of being a leader, because what's the name? Reportedly, I'm not in the locker room, John, but reportedly, what's his name questioned it too, Joe Johnson.
Oh, okay.
And then, the other guys. So it's like, it's like, I guess Joe Johnson was like, I didn't expect him to be such a diva,
Right.
So,
Well, listen, just to rehash, if we did draft him, let's say second, third, fourth, I wouldn't be upset about the selection because he's a very skilled talent. I have just seen this route with trying to play the game within a game individually, and it doesn't do Brooklyn justice. So I hope that this is just precursor stuff that doesn't really mean a whole lot. And like,
there's no game within the game. There's only the game.
LBL, listen, there's games that exist outside of the NBA that
I'm saying, but what do you think? Well, I'm saying, take us through his mindset. You think it's like, I want to see how much money I can make while not playing the most. What is it? What's the motivation?
At the end of the day, he already sees himself as number one. Maybe he's going, hey, listen, maybe I don't have to play a lot of minutes. Maybe I can miss most of his tournament. I mean, Kansas, I'm only with them for a few months. I don't really care about them much. And I'll be honest with you, looking at this, I don't think Darren Peterson gives an iota about Kansas. He cares about NBA, getting that first contract under his belt and adding it to what he's already building with his own brand. I totally understand all that. I just think for right now, he's trying to do that way too quick as opposed to just focusing on the present. Keep maintaining that number one status. That's why
should he really be caring about Kansas?
I mean, look at Cooper Flag, man. Listen, Cooper Flag could have done the same thing Pierce do right now. Get some minutes in, take out. I'm number one guy. Nobody's taking my spot. But Cooper Flag, even with a twisted ankle towards the end last year at college, played his heart out. And look at him now, reestablishing why he's the number one guy that was picked. I just think for Peterson, he doesn't care about that. It's money's part of it, skill's another. But overall, do I have to maintain a high level of morality with the number one? He doesn't care about that.
Let's compare for a moment. Cooper Flag's roster. I'm talking about in college with Self's roster, right? I'm saying Kansas don't have all them blue chippers like that. They have some good players, but they didn't have they didn't have all of them All-Americans like Duke had. Right?
Yeah, but Cooper was the main engine of that. Even if he took him out, people could make the argument they still would have been fine, but they wouldn't have made top four without Cooper Flag.
He wasn't even the best player for the first half of the season. That was Knuppel.
He still led in a lot of the stats, Cooper Flag.
No, I'm just saying. So while we're talking about this, let's not act like, like he didn't have a star-studded, lineup. Yeah. So I'm saying, and then I think Peterson looks at it like, I can't get into his mind, but you do know, do you know who's the number one guy? You know who's the number one rated guy in high school now?
No, who?
Stokes.
Oh, I
That's
heard
the kid
his
for
name.
2027,
Tyron
right?
Stokes, right? But the two schools that are fighting over him, Kansas and Kentucky. And just like the way Yegor was a nice pickup for BYU, you think he was really thinking about BYU knowing that this kid is coming there next year, I'm going to be gone. Like, if they cared so much about the school, they would stay in school and really try to win it, right? Like, Yegor would have stayed in for AJ, and then Cooper would have stayed in for these guys. But this is what I'm saying. It's just like a turnstile thing, man. They don't care about that. They saying, if I'm going to play anywhere, I want to play here for 1 year. And so it's really the sham, the farce of the NBA keeping them out of the league for a year.
Right.
That's the real issue here, not whether they're going to college, because they're going to college for 1 year.
Yeah, these guys are not staying to college for 4 years.
Yeah,
that's rare.
And listen, I understand that part for Peterson. I'm totally fine with him putting himself first in race, but it's like, Kansas, rolling together a few more months. I'll be the NBA. You'll be shuffling a bunch of kids, and I get that. He's already set himself up to at least be a top 2 guy in this upcoming draft. I don't think he'll fall 3 or 4. That'd be crazy, of course, but still, things can change. Everybody thought.
Well, it could fall based on which team and which need people need, right?
Yeah.
Because I heard you. I saw you where you just talked about Acuff, and I think right before that, Pod Thorne talked about Michael Brown, and I'm like, well, if we have freaking Nolan and Yegor, why are we getting another point guard? That's me.
Yeah, well, that
I totally
is true.
agree with that, and I don't know. Did you see the Nate Ament? Wait, LBO, did you see the Nate Ament post I put up? Nate Ament, listen, he's been doing really well lately. He had a very bad start,
I don't want to hear
he's picked
one
it up
word
a lot.
about Nate Ament unless you tell me you actually watched his game.
I do watch his game. Do you see the mid-range shots he can make?
No, I'm talking about you seeing the whole Tennessee game.
LBL, yes, I did.
Because I know you have a tendency to look at the highlights and then listen to the pundits.
Again, LBL, you just said, why would we draft
and what I always tell you is my information is limited if I haven't seen the guy play.
Right.
LBL, you just said, why get a point guard? There's potentially 4 to 5 point guards coming right after the top 4, and out of those bunch, Nate Ament is one of the forwards in that top, let's say, 5 through 10 bracket that is a power forward potentially. He's got height. He can defend.
Well, he's really skinny.
He could get strong. Listen, Jalen Johnson.
Believe it or not,
about Claxton.
Yo, believe it or not, Nate Ament.
Claxton's still skinny.
Yo, believe it or not, he put on about 15 pounds since I seen him in high school. The one you see at Tennessee,
he's getting stronger, slowly but surely.
But we don't know what the limit is, though. So, and then we got Koa Pete.
I know.
There's a lot of good players. But what I'm saying
talent
is
everywhere.
But what I'm saying is, that's not an excuse. I still want a top 3 pick. but
yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, as soon as this guy scores, like Acuff was always one of the top 3 point guards in coming into college and coming into as freshmen, right? He was always one of the top 3, but then he hits 45, and now everybody's like, he's the best thing since sliced bread.
Hey, listen, Darius Acuff is a mixed bag. I'll give you that, LBO, but that other game the other night, man, he definitely showed like he's potentially could be a top point guard. I don't know where he's going to fall. He still might fall 6 through 10 potentially. That's where I think it's from in the latest mock draft. But man, if we have to choose between a lot of these point guards, one guy that really stands out is Acuff. Reminds me of Jeremiah Fears last year. Nobody thought Fears was going to jump up like he did in the draft, and he kind of did. And I feel like for Acuff, it's just his own assertiveness he needs to figure out more, how to take his own shots when necessary. And I feel like that game last night really did a lot to show. This is what he is when he puts in max effort and puts himself more in front. So
yeah, I'm still reeling off the fact that why are we even thinking about a point guard?
It doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to draft 3.
And I'm always BPA, right? Best player
and then
available.
turn around and draft. I mean, yeah, the best available player. If we get the second pick, the best available player is not a point guard.
If we get the third pick, the best available player is not a point guard.
Yeah,
Right,
so,
but we have to remember top four is not guaranteed. So if let's say we have the 5th or 6th pick, the only guy I want to reach on that's not a point guard
here's what I'm
is
gonna
Nathan
say.
Mans.
Rather than have the redundancy, like say, like because we'll know the order of the draft in May, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is from that point on, that month or 6 weeks that you have left, after that, if we know we don't have a shot at one of them top forwards or wings, then we better seriously think about, if we're thinking about getting a point guard, we better seriously think about including our point guard in a trade.
Yeah.
Because,
No,
we're
come
not
on,
going to
listen,
have
listen.
like
You're not talking
17
about
point guards on the team.
We can't have
We're
5 or
not
6
trading
point
Yager.
guards.
Guys. This is what the Nets should do, all right? MPJ should be traded this summer. There's been no talks of extensions. He said he wants to stay. We all get that. But realistically, we are a very young team. We're about to have a 6th young guy be part of this Flatbush 5, whatever you want to call it. That would be a core 6. The Flatbush 6. We have a very young squad. MPJ doesn't fit there right now. If you could get, let's say, a bad expiring contract, some capital for MPJ, you do it right now. Because let's say you draft AJ. He fits at 3. Let's say you get a Native Men. You could play him at the 3 and play Klein at the 4, however you want to do that. Like, it makes more sense to trade MPJ than keep him, so you're not worried about how to figure out how to put who you draft in this year's draft in that to go. Trading Yegor Dioman is a non-starter for me. This guy is one of our best fourth quarter scorers. He has that clutch gene in him. He just needs to get a lot stronger, dribble better, and have a better mid-range game. Other than that, he's showing you he can score in the NBA.
Since you mentioned Clowney, during this second half, we gotta play him. We gotta play him to see, is he even in the future? And
I'm 50-50 right now, LBL.
I'm saying we definitely have to see if he's in the future, because if they make him out to be the way they want him to be, oh yes, he's just gonna be out there shooting threes and stuff. He's 6'10" and he's not getting any real rebounds or anything. I'm like, I don't want him on the team.
No, listen, I totally agree. And that's why if we drafted Native Man, I don't want him to turn just a 3-pointer that's 6'10". I want to see him do what he's doing in the interior. But this is a problem with our organization. They want to do this 3-point stuff so bad that they forget about the mid-range. They forget about attacking the paint more. And that's where I want these rookies to do the second half. Get more comfortable driving against players. Get the foul call. Make the free throw. Like, stop these useless, meaningless 3-point
But you know what?
attempts.
But you see, the style of play that Jordy may like is, get your feet into the paint. But once you get your feet into the paint, do a 180 and kick it out to the guy to shoot a 3 instead of laying it up.
Yeah,
I'm saying that's a philosophy. That's a coaching philosophy, and I feel like that's probably what Jordy wants.
What Jordy is done. Yeah, I think. But he needs a particular point guard that's capable of doing that.
Yeah, or what I'm saying is, because if I draft Caleb Wilson, I don't want him, just because he can hit a 3-pointer, I don't want him sitting out there trying to hit 3-pointers. I want him taking it hard to the hoop and getting the harm,
Right.
I want him to get a traditional 3-point play, foul out their front line. That's what I want.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, so hopefully John will get back. But yeah, that's what I was thinking, so when it comes to getting those players, it's a mess right now. But like I said, I don't think a point guard will be taken in the top 3.
Yeah. I don't think so neither. I don't think so. Well, I'm gonna end the show anyway, so.
But I love John's passion. I just don't agree with him about that.
I just don't agree about he really got me with that Peterson's attitude. I'm like, how they know?
As soon as they put that in, and it's not even his fault.
No,
because
it's not his fault.
I seen it sneak in. I seen it sneak in even with veteran people like Shams or someone else.
Yeah.
I'm not. I can't remember exactly the person, but I remember when they said it on X. Oh no, I know who it was. It was those guys. Remember the guys that started the broadcast, the Nets broadcast. The two guys, the two man, what's their name? You know, Doug and the other one.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about.
When they had their podcast, then one of the last, like I know when they started talking about, they said, well, Ace Bailey starting to show attitude thing. And I said, don't, and I tweeted right back to him, don't put that out there unless you know that that's true.
Right.
Because, you know, that's a terrible thing to put on a teenager, you know?
Yeah. They do it in a minute.
And
they do. They create narratives.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
What
we
do.
have to be, and I'm saying, you know, that's why I'm trying to say to John, you know, whether he's aware of it or not, you know, as black men, we're always used to people creating narratives for us.
That's right.
And it's like, right. So I don't want to hear that this person is, you know, because that happened even with Ricky Henderson. Oh, he's jaking it. It's like his legs are his game. He knows his body better than anyone else.
Of course he do.
So stop that, you know. But they do that a lot of times in sports, you know.
Yeah. They create the narrative, and that's unfair to these guys, man. Because I know it's about money and being able. And
then you know what happens. They become, because, you know, let me say this. You know who a person who I rarely agree with basketball takes. Now I know you would probably think it would be like someone like Gil, right?
Yeah.
But it's not, because I mean, I do, you know, bump heads with him once in a while. But one of the people that I feel like really adds hardly no value to podcasts is Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, you disagree with him? Totally?
No, it's not that I disagree with him. It's just that when I'm listening to what his points are, it's like it doesn't have any real value. You know what I mean?
Right. Did you
so
hear
like
him
where
talk
like you
about
don't
Cam
learn
Thomas?
about the game, you don't learn about intricacies, you don't learn about behind the scenes, and he definitely doesn't know. You know, like I'm surprised, you know, because I think I tweeted this earlier today. I was surprised how some really talented basketball players, you know, don't look at the game in a particular way, you know?
Right.
And I feel like he's one of them, but he's so popular. He's iconic just for being mellow.
Yeah, he's very popular.
He's very popular, but when you really look at what he's saying, like when we're looking for his, you know, his insight and analysis, it's like, man, that's nothing. I could get that off the street from a guy, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's my opinion. And if you ask me the difference, I do see the difference, like say with a Gil, with a Kenyon. I do see a difference because Gil, he has a lot of wild takes. Right. And I know they say a broken clock is right twice a day, right?
Right.
But he also cuts through a lot of the BS narrative of, oh yeah, this guy's a two-way player and blah blah. It's like, what does that mean? It's like either you playing offense, you playing defense. I don't want to hear he's one of the best two-way guys. You know, that doesn't make sense. Or positionless basketball. There's no such thing as positionless basketball.
I never heard of no such thing like that.
I mean, but you know, they say it all the time. We're trying to play positionless basketball. And that's why Brunson is getting dunked on by a center, because you left him, you know, you switch on everything.
Right.
So, I mean, but there's so much that I don't like about basketball, but I still love the sport. But I don't like the current NBA. And you know, what's the name got me mad recently? Mike Wilbon.
Oh.
Because he's older than me, Mike Wilbon is older than me, and I think he was being interviewed by somebody, and then he said, "What do you like about the NBA?" He said, "Nothing. I don't like it now. I hate it right now." And I'm like, you should have been saying this 10 years ago when they was changing the game,
Right.
when you had a voice and you could speak out louder and say they're changing the game, but instead you didn't, and now it's too late.
Yeah.
Now it's all the way over to the other side.
That's why. Sometimes they don't want to shake the boat.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, because like I lost respect for him because I can't have him up there. He's older than me, and I'm old enough to have seen the old Wilt Chamberlain, right?
Right.
The Lakers Wilt Chamberlain.
Right.
I'm old enough to have seen him, and he was still a beast. But what I'm saying is, so you cannot come back in, Mike Wilbon, and you older than me, and you saying Shaq is the most devastating guy, you know, the most physical. I'm like, how can you say that and you seen Wilt?
They changed rules for Wilt.
That's what I'm saying. But you know, that's what I'm saying. And you know, I mean,
it wasn't even close.
Yeah, and he's blocking skyhooks and stuff. Come on.
He blocking everything. Teams was getting those shots off.
So I'm saying, you know, that's all I'm saying. Just like you lose credibility, you know, with me.
Yeah.
When you're older than me, I mean, maybe you was running outside instead of watching basketball or something.
No, he said what the network want him to say.
Because Shaq was the face of the league at that time.
League, right, yeah. Exactly. I get the game, I get the play.
Yeah.
But then when you sit there and say Peterson is being, you know, he might be a troubled person, you don't even know him.
Yeah.
None of us really know him personally.
Yeah.
I mean, even some of the scouts talking don't even know him personally. They going from what somebody else said. You know, and they might have a particular reason why they feel that way. But there's no doubt that he's a skilled player.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah. None whatsoever. So what they saying is they character assassinating this dude.
And here's what I'm going to say.
Reason.
And here's what I'm going to say about the Brooklyn Five, the rookies. I'm going to say we shouldn't be married to any of them.
Oh, no.
I like what I see in about 4 of them, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like Yegor. Yeah. Yegor has impressed.
Yes, he is impressive
with the shooting, and just his attitude and everything. Yes, right?
I like Yegor.
And
the rest of them can go.
and I'm saying Nolan has looked great at times, and Powell, you could see that, you know, he just needs confidence, and Wolf could play. But what I'm saying is, even with that, it's like, man, you talking about a whole different level when you talking about AJ DeBonster and you talking about Peterson.
Come on, man. You know, there's talent and then there's talent. Like there's levels to this.
Yeah.
And those guys are at the top of this level food chain. And these guys that we got on our team you're talking about coaching up.
Yeah. Remember, what's the name gave up on? I mean, I guess it was the off the court stuff, but Magic gave up on D'Lo, right?
Yeah.
When he made that Brook Lopez trade, right?
Yes.
He gave up on him, but he did that knowing, I'm gonna get Ball. I'm gonna get Lonzo Ball. And then remember, as soon as he drafted him, said, "Yeah, this is who we always really wanted, a real point guard." And this, and remember,
right.
And look how long that lasted. That didn't last long.
Not at all.
So this is what I'm saying. You always got to be ready for the next thing, you know.
Yeah. So.
And I guess the players got to protect themselves by realizing that's what's up, you know.
Yeah, well, they coming into a league that where, you know, nothing's guaranteed. You could be a good player and still not be on the team.
Yeah.
So it's not unheard of, and it's not that we
because you know
I'm
laughing. I'm looking at them. Oh, because I think I seen a clip of Melo's show, and they was talking about Cam Thomas on the Bucks. Did you? Oh, you muted,
I have it.
huh?
I have it right here. So let me show you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have it. They was talking about it. Of course they was.
And I'm saying to myself, are you talking about him or you talking about yourself, Melo?
He might be talking about.
Bro, like, all he needs is the right coaching, the right system, the right way to harness his talent. They think he's selfish on an already team. Y'all, and you found a way to label somebody selfish?
You want him to be
What's he doing?
You want him to be able to fit
He's sticking
in
out.
within the system of being.
You want him to stick in with everybody being like, I hate this, bro.
20-point per game scores don't grow on trees.
You
man.
feel me?
Especially
Like,
when the team is already
consistently?
terrible. Yeah.
Consistently. And like, I had a conversation about this before with Gil and them. Like, the narrative, like, it's just easy to average a lot of points on a bad team.
come on,
That's
I
not a
understand.
that's not a real thing. You shooting 38, you making a lot of points. Yeah, he's probably a ball hog. He just jacking shots. The numbers are supported.
Right.
But we talking about a dude that's really getting to it. You flirting around 50%.
Yeah.
You the best player on a bad team. You getting all the attention on defense.
Yeah.
That's not,
And still scoring.
that don't really add up to me. Like, that's even harder to do.
It's harder to do. Most teams out there know he's good.
It's a lot of talent that gets overlooked in this league based off narratives. And the narratives may not even be necessarily close to the truth.
The only issue that he had is he should have signed that 4-year deal. You can still be smart and bet on yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, don't just bet all the way on yourself. You ain't take the deal, so you're not part of our plan anymore. We can't have two over here. We can't have you and MPJ over here. You know what I'm saying?
But why can't they make that work?
That's
why not put some real talent?
I'm saying
Why can't you put talent around those two?
we think like that.
Yeah.
That we about to get to it.
Right.
They not thinking that. I'm in full rebuild mode.
Right.
Cam, we love you to death. You ain't part of this rebuild.
John Morant comes on the market and Trae Young comes on the market. All these point guards, you can't make it work with MPJ, Cam.
Who am I coming to play with?
Who, Ja?
Yeah.
Ja, Cam Thomas, MPJ, and Nick Claxton. That's a hell of a start.
Nah.
That's a hell of a start. That's a hell of a start. In the East? In the East?
You bugging, bro. They are not part of my plan. Like, John's not part of my plan.
He ain't going nowhere at least for the rest
And
of this
that's
year.
them showing, hey, we want you to be this. We don't want to get rid of you, John.
I don't think they got an offer that they liked.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now that I think about it, what they were talking about was crazy.
It didn't make sense, right?
Yeah. Well, Melo went all over the place. That's for sure. Melo went all over the place. He was like, nah, that don't work. That's what Melo was saying. But to me, I think it would have worked. I think, now, listen, it don't make no sense even talking about it. Cam is not on this team, so that's it.
Oh nah, I just meant it was interesting because what's the name said made sense, about the narratives. That's just what we were talking about.
Yeah,
right?
that's what they do. They create a narrative.
They create the narratives. But Melo and them, they weren't being honest though, because if you remember, he didn't come to a lose. He wasn't drafted by a losing team.
Right. He was
drafted by a playoff contender.
Right. Exactly.
With 2 stars and then 3 stars, right?
Yeah, three Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers.
So let's not act like he came in and they just said you're not good enough, because he wasn't good enough at that time.
No,
until he
wasn't.
proved himself. You know,
Right.
and every time he got a chance to prove himself, he proved himself, right?
Yeah, well, they didn't think it was worthy of it. I don't know why they.
But you know what that shows me? You know what that shows me based on what they're saying? That they didn't even watch. They didn't even watch Brooklyn basketball.
No, they didn't watch it.
So that's what I'm saying. So to say, oh, your team's ass now. Yes, now. But a few coaches ago, we weren't.
Right.
So, that's what I'm saying. And I'm not blaming it on the coach. I'm just saying, because we still had Durant, we still had Kyrie, and Cam Thomas was on that team.
Yes, he was.
Now, so was Joe Harris. If he should have been starting rather than Joe Harris, maybe. But I don't remember.
Joe,
I don't
Joe,
remember
Joe got the green
anyone
light.
saying that.
No. Joe got the green light and he missed shots. So
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
And because I keep hearing this same narrative about KD is the one. Like, that wasn't even Mark's pick. He let KD pick him. So then I'm like, if that's the case, then how come KD didn't get him to start?
Yeah. I don't know what that. I
just don't buy that. I don't buy it.
I don't buy them. See, that's why I can't trust the media and people put out there. You got people in your house that don't like you.
Yes.
They don't like the Nets. They don't like winning. They don't want to win. They don't want a winning team. They don't want Brooklyn to win. So they're not trying to help you.
But you know what's ironic to me? The clip that you just showed. Tell me that they weren't talking about. Tell me that they weren't talking about any Carmelo Anthony not on Denver.
They didn't say nothing about Denver and Carmelo.
No, I'm saying, tell me the way they talked about Cam Thomas, tell me they weren't talking about Melo on all those other teams.
When he was in Dallas.
Denver. when he was in all those different places.
Him and the coach.
Because they were saying it, because it was the same rap that he had, right? He cared more about scoring than winning. Right?
Yeah. Well,
he's got to sacrifice some of his game.
Yeah, he didn't get. I think he didn't. He had a hard time in Denver. He thought the coach was against.
Oh no, the coach was the problem in Denver. So I'm not gonna. I'm gonna give him the grace. I'm gonna give him the grace of that.
Yeah.
George Karl was the problem. But what I'm trying to say is,
he was a scorer. He just wanted to shoot.
But once he went to these other teams. Then he go to
the Knicks, and he went to.
I'm saying after the Knicks. He went to he's on the Lakers.
Houston. He went to Houston and OKC.
OKC. So this is what I'm saying. That was the same thing that they were saying about him. All he wants to do is shoot his shots. He's not adding nothing else. And that's what they're saying about Cam Thomas. So he should know.
You still talking about Cam Thomas?
No. We was talking about when the media creates a narrative. They talked about Peterson. Oh, you missed the beginning. We was talking about it.
Go ahead.
No. I know you heard the story. John came up here and mentioned something about the narrative that Peterson has an attitude. And I'm saying to myself, how he has an attitude? The guy might be hurt. He might be legitimately reason why he tapped himself out of the game.
Yeah, it might be a legitimate reason, but they said this wasn't the first time it happened, bro. My thing is that, bro, like, with all of these cameras, they can catch anything in 4K and turn it into something, bro. It is what it is, bro. Like, I'm not
well, look,
saying what
did you see
what he did or he didn't do, bro? Like, listen, what I will say is that the NCAA men's basketball season is running laps around anything that the NBA is doing right now. That's what I will say.
I will wholeheartedly agree with that because it's a more enjoyable game.
Yes, it is. It's more pure basketball.
I would say. Well, I wouldn't even say. I say it's more watchable just because of the prospects. You got prospects all over the place. I was just watching Mikael Brown the other day, and then the next day I was watching. I'm at home now, so I'm watching Stojakovic's son versus Elijah Arenas. I think what was it last night or was it 2 nights ago?
Elijah's rising fast too.
Yeah, he's rising.
Elijah, but listen, I think a lot of the stuff that they have in the NBA already, he has it. I thought he had it in his workouts against Nas Reed. Nas Reed's quit. Nas Reed quit, bro, like, and walked out of the workouts, bro, like, after he was getting cooked by Elijah Arenas, who wasn't even committed to a college yet. So realistically, bro, like, I already knew he had what he had. I think I think Kion might need another year. To be honest with you, bro, like I think he might need another year. College.
Who's
If he
that?
do it, if he, I think
Who?
Kion Anthony. I think he might need another year.
Oh, Anthony Son.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he might
Well,
need
that
another year. But
whole situation in Syracuse is crazy.
yeah, the whole situation is crazy. I don't really want to bring light to it, but what I will say is this: um, just in general, the prospects has been running laps around anything that the NBA has put together right now. But in the second half of the season, ain't gonna cure nothing. But the thing I wanted to speak on, bro, like, cause I guess we spoke on All Star Weekend the last time I was up here. I talked about how All Star Weekend, in particular, even the NBA, is getting to the point where it's basically for social media now. What I mean by when I say that is it's for the influencers, it's for the digital panhandlers, it's for the IG bras, man, it's for the OF bras, man. It's
It's
basically
it's for corporate, you
All-Star.
mean, right?
I wouldn't even say it's for corporate. I would say it's for clicks. That's what it's for. It's for clicks and views, bro. Like House of Highlights and Bleacher
It
Report,
is.
they get shit
Well,
faster than ESPN now.
remember what the commissioner said. Remember what the commissioner said over the summer, right? He said, "Well, we're now a highlights league. So
Yeah,
if your commissioner doesn't want you to actually sit and watch games, that's a problem."
Yeah, that is a problem.
yeah, that is a problem. But the thing is, the commissioner and all of the suits that he aligned himself with, bro. Like when the board and when they go to the boardroom and go to these board meetings, they're thinking about who are we competing with now. We're thinking about, all right, yo, our bottom line is not just competing with the NFL anymore. They're competing with our Instagram. They're competing with TikTok. They're competing with OF. They're basically the NBA has turned into a YouTube series. That's basically what it's turned into, bro. Like, I
Sure
mean,
enough, sure enough.
that's basically what it's turned into, bro. Like, All Star Weekend is basically Fashion Week with dunks. That's basically what it is, bro. Like I'm telling, it's basically a social media influencers heaven now, bro. Like
Yeah,
you
sure
could not
enough.
see.
And you know what's crazy? I don't know about y'all, but I watched the first 3 games, right, on Sunday. I'm saying I guess there was 4, maybe, but I watched the first 3, and they were all highly competitive.
Yeah.
Even though they were only quarters, but I'm saying I watched that, and I'm like, you don't need gimmicks. You don't need gimmicks. All you need is for people to have some pride and just play hard.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, that's somewhat of the case, but at the same time, we got to understand how we got to this point to begin with, because 10 years ago, Kobe Bryant played in this last All Star game in 2016. Remind me what the format was back then. It was still East versus West. There was no play-in. There was no mid-season play-in, bro. There was no there was no
No
play-in
cup, no
in
cup.
season 20.
Yeah,
There was no NBA Cup. The NBA was the NBA. The second that he left, shit started changing. Now you got LeBron and Chris Paul and all of these dudes in the 2010s just running the ideas that they would have never came to David Stern with. It's one of the reasons why David Stern got pushed out in 2013 and 2014. And a lot of people don't know that, bro. Like the league has been going downhill ever since because they don't. They don't carry on tradition. This commissioner, bro, aka Mr. Mackey from South Park, don't carry on tradition.
yeah.
Number 2, they don't enforce the rules that was put there to be enforced in the first place. And the only thing that should be changing is the CBA. And the fact that we got to the CBA in the first place is because you allowed basically him, and him to do whatever the hell they wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically why the CBA is in place now. There wasn't nothing wrong with the collective bargaining agreement in the first place. You put CJ McCollum weak ass in office, bro, and now look at the results you got.
Well, I think the problem was even beyond. What's the dude from that's from New Orleans that used to play on the Nets? He was a guard and he couldn't
Crab?
score. I
Crab?
forgot. Temple.
No.
Garrett Temple.
Temple.
Garrett Temple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Temple. Yeah, he came from
I think
the
I think
Pelicans.
he's the only. I think he was the only rep. He was one of the few reps that wasn't a star. And that was part of the problem with the MBPA was they kept giving all the most important roles to the top stars like Chris
Basically.
Paul and Kyrie, whoever, and the and they're elite, but they were looking out for the elite people. They weren't looking for the run of the mill guy who's just trying to make the league and stay on the league for 10 years. They wasn't looking for Jalen Brunson's father. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They wasn't
So
looking for
so
the
they didn't
average player.
respect it. So they wanted 90% of all the money to go to the stars, and then that's why you left with other guys, making peanuts. There was no
Basically.
balance with that.
That's
That was a
basically what it
problem. They
was.
sold out their brothers, basically.
Basically what it was because what had happened was when it happened realistically with the China situation, bro. Because Daryl Morey shouldn't have been in that China situation in the first place. That's number one. When it was time for LeBron to finally stand up and finally make a stand and say something, bro, he basically kept his mouth closed and basically did nothing. You know what I'm saying? We all saw it. We all saw it. Oh, how it all played out, and that's basically his nature, bro. Like LeBron is something that
He's passive
young lady.
aggressive.
I won't even say he's passive aggressive. He just didn't like when he took on the villain role back in 2010. Back when he got to Miami, he didn't like who he had become. He didn't like who he had become. Right, he was ready to take on that villain role when he went to Miami, and then when all of the hatred and all of the real stuff of being a superstar started coming down, bro, like he ran back to being a hero again. Ran back to trying to be the hero again, man. Like my thing is like when you do something in the NBA, you can't pivot back. You gotta stand on your initial pivot. Like who you are is this how people represent. This is how people see you. Once you start going switching directions and start bunny hopping left and right, now people gonna understand, bro, who you really are, bro. Like yo,
Right.
you out
Yeah.
here
Well,
flip flopping.
they bought all they bought all the prostitution of Clutch Sports. They bought into that, the league. It's like they were partners.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They were partners
Yeah,
with it because I was telling one of my friends that the other day, one of the first things that they did that you could see was when they changed the the All-Star game. Remember, like this is back when we had so many people going off like KD, LeBron, Melo, all of them, but then you only had two spots for forwards, right? On
yeah.
each side. And then they
Uh-huh.
said, okay, well, now we're just going to say, because remember, traditionally it was center, forward, guard, guard. So then they said, you know what? We're going to take off center. It's just going to be front court and back
Backcourt, front
court.
court.
They
Yeah,
did that for LeBron. They did that for LeBron so that he could still be making the starting and all that for it. You know what I mean? Even if two other guys were having better years. So
basically.
and then they did the same, and then they added insult to injury because even though they did the we're gonna name the most valuable player award, the Bill Russell award, but then on the all NBA teams you took off center, and now you
Right.
took off everything. Right now it's just whoever the
Now it's
five
just best
best.
players, whoever the five
And
best
that's
is.
crazy. That doesn't make sense. It's not
Well,
positionless basketball.
see the thing is how they came to that point, bro. Like what they blamed it on DeAndre Jordan making an All NBA, making a first team All NBA back when he was on the Clippers, bro. When it really wasn't even that.
It
When it
wasn't
was
that
back,
because we've had throughout NBA history, if one Eastern team or one Western Conference team has a a weak season or something like that, it's like, yeah, he get. I mean, you know how many All-Star games I've seen with James Donaldson? Come on.
oh yeah, that was crazy. I ain't
So,
gonna lie to you,
I'm saying it's like that has nothing to
James
do with it.
Donaldson, bro, being yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, James Donaldson being an All Star game is crazy. But But I will say this, bro. Like, that where the league is now, bro. Like, it's basically like for any of y'all that watch Dragon Ball Z, it's basically in the dead zone.
I'm gonna
It's
tell
not
you
coming.
what'll save it. I'm gonna tell you what'll save it. Leaf is gonna love this one.
Why would save it?
Scott, Leaf is gonna love this one. You know
whatever
what's
idea you got, bro, throw it away, bro. Like, it ain't gonna work.
Why
Leaf
would
is gonna
save it?
love this one. You know what? You know what'll save it?
Man.
Give Edie the ball 25 times a game. Make him shove it down their throat. And that's how you create interest.
Well, the thing is, they can't. The reason why you can't do that is because the zone defense is to prevent that. The only way exactly
That's
will
what I
be able
mean.
to
We
do
need to get rid of zone defense. No more zone.
they're not gonna do that.
They should do that. I always thought zone defense was college ball.
The reason why they're not gonna do it now is because the thing is like now the game is way too much faster, bro, for zone defenses, bro, and you already handcuffed the on-ball defenders from doing what they want to. Got like, and now you sending guys like, I looked at the other day. The kid from Portland is getting to the free throw line 9 times a game. The Denny Avdia kid, bro. Like, I'm like, no, and looking at him, bro. I'm like,
Yeah,
no
the
wonder he
Israeli
averaging.
kid, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm like, no wonder he averaging 25, bro. He getting to the free throw line 9 times a game, bro. Like, you got Austin Reeves shooting 8 to 9, 10 free throws a game, and he averaging 20 something. They're not gonna go back to that because the thing is, now you force them players, bro, like to play on the other end, and we all know what they look like on the defense end. We all know what they look like. So the thing is, so in order for them to take zone out and go way back to the 90s, 80s, or whatever that was, where you have to play your man, and you have to commit to a double team, this, that, and third, they'll basically be taking out a certain power in the game and making it that, but
I'll say
In
another rule.
order for them to do that, bro, they're gonna have to be fully invested in the Wemby.
Yeah, well, I think Wemby, I think Edie. You know what's crazy? Every time, because they're crazy, because like they think Michael Jordan era was the best era, right? They think Bird and Magic was a great era, right? Yeah. But if you look at both of those eras, they always had great centers back then.
Yeah.
Whether the center won the chip or not is another thing. Because during Jordan's era, they didn't win except for Hakeem, right? When Jordan was away, right? But I'm saying, even when Magic and Bird won, they still had great centers back then. And I don't mean those two teams. I mean other teams too.
Yeah,
it was a big man's game.
I would say
Lou
I would say particularly in the 90s, bro. Like, that's when the height of the center position was at its all-time high. I mean, you had at least a whole bunch of teams.
You had some good centers back in the 80s and the 70s.
Definitely.
You definitely did have your centers back in the 80s.
It just wasn't watched as much. That's all.
It just wasn't watched.
I understand that, but like we all, like, at the end of the day, we all knew who ran the show, bro. Like, until, like, whether it was Magic, whether it was Bird, Moses was good. Moses was definitely great.
You know what's crazy? You just mentioned Moses, and I just had this conversation with someone the other day. I said, when Magic was playing Bird, right, and Doc was on Philly, the best player in the league was Moses Malone down in Houston.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying. He didn't win. He got to one finals against Bird and lost in 6 games. So he didn't have a good team, but he was the most dominant player then. So I'm saying, and this is what I'm saying. It used to be that they didn't care. It was the best teams that won. It didn't have to be the best player. So that's part of the problem too, is they take away a player's greatness if they don't win rings and stuff. And it's like, it doesn't matter, really.
I think the game, here's my thing, bro. Like, I think the game has evolved so much just in terms of play styles, bro. Like, if you go back to traditional this, traditional that, be honest with you, bro. Like a lot of people don't know is Zach Edey can average 20 and 15 off of rim runs and offensive boards. You can run that shit for him, bro. Like if he's just
And
slipping
I
and
would love
dodging,
it.
you got bro. Like he wouldn't have to get in the like Shaq fresh out of LSU. If he played today, he wouldn't have to get in the post. He just run all day. Ain't nobody gonna get in the way anyway, bro. Like the lane, bro. The lanes is gonna be cleared, bro. As long as you give him the shooters and you give him the jackaholics of today, the niggas that's putting up like
Well, look
7
at
and 9
Ming.
threes.
Look at Yao Ming.
Yeah, yeah.
Once he got a handle on it, once he got a handle on the physicality, then they couldn't stop him.
Bro, he was a good 22 and 8 on any given night. But I think the thing is, the inflation has ran up in the league so much to like basically at the center position. If you ain't at least doing half of what Nikola Jokic or Joel Embiid is doing, bro, you basically rendered obsolete.
Well, yeah, and it's the coaches that make them obsolete. So that's what, that's why it's not right now. We're talking about an NBA thing, but it goes all the way down to AAU and back up. So it's like
True.
everything has to be changed. But whether that's going to happen, who knows? But one of the biggest rule changes that would probably make the game more interesting for me is if they got rid of that. That Barkley rule, the 5 second, you can't back no one
5
down.
seconds back down.
Yeah, you can't back them down in the paint. They took that away. Remember Mark Jackson and Charles Barkley used to do that all the time. But now they have that
Hey,
count, and you can't do that for,
like,
if you do that for 3
you know,
seconds, they're going to call illegal.
yeah, they're gonna call it legal. So I don't listen. Yo, get to the goddamn point, bro. The game. Listen, if the game is fast, the game is fast, bro. Like the play style is the play style. It is what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and just continue to keep, going back and forth about, this play style need to be this play style need to be that. What I will say is that, bro, the play style is the play style, but you can find ways for other guys to fit in, even if they play styles is not as fast, bro. We seen Joker did it. We seen Joel do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not leaving them out of the mix, bro.
Yeah.
Luka is not speedy at all, bro. Like,
Yeah, he's not athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Just like down under Dunker.
But doesn't that
was
say
saying.
something though?
I'll be
If
back.
two of the most unathletic guys in the league are two of the best.
Right. Yeah. Just like down on the Dunker, I think center is the most important position, especially if you could shoot a three. Well, that's the change of the game. The game changed a lot. So.
And that's what I'm saying. If someone like Caleb down at UNC, if he continues to have great games, but he doesn't shoot the three, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'd rather him be going to the basket. It's like because now guys, they don't even want contact anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's up to like how the coaching and the way the league is. This is a copycat league. These teams copying each other's playbooks, man. Anybody that win a title, everybody is trying to decipher what they can take from it.
Yeah.
So and they're shooting the three is so integral to in the game now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like when they want to experiment.
Yeah.
Like they don't want this though, but I feel like if they wanted to experiment, they should experiment with, like having a game where
G League.
I'm saying where you can't shoot threes in the fourth quarter or something.
Oh, something. I agree with no zone. Don't play no zone. I never liked zone. I always thought man up was.
Zoning is something. It can make a coach a star, but it ain't gonna make no players stars. It's gonna make players lazy, right?
I like the individuals and the team aspect of the five guys playing together.
I mean, zone is what won Carmelo a title in college because then he didn't have to foul out, right?
Had to play no D. He ain't play
Yeah,
no
that's
D.
how you protect your star players, right?
Right. Yeah, you don't play no defense. And so now the game is, players become
That's what I
lopsided.
was. It's funny because I had I was talking to an old school friend, and because he was saying something about Larry Bird, and most of it came from because Larry Bird is white, right? But
Right.
but most of it, and I was saying, yo, but you don't understand. Larry Bird wasn't running out there, because he was talking about, oh, Larry Bird didn't play no defense. I said he played great situational defense. He didn't play defense 75% of the time. I mean, like he ran up and down, he put his hand up for his man, but he wasn't known as a great defender.
Right.
But
Right.
he was known as a team defender and a situational defender. Like, okay, we really need to stop. Then he would dig in and do that. But the problem is that people that don't understand the intricacies of basketball is you're not going to tell Bernard King, "Oh, we need you to stop this guy every
Right,
time he got the
exactly.
ball." He said, "Nah, my way of stopping him is outscoring him." What I'm saying? Like all through 75%, like through 3/4, right? I let him go off, and then
Yeah.
But that's how it's situational, right? You don't.
Yeah, it's situational. Yeah.
It's like that's why when you're close to point game, and and when the other side is close to point game, that's why you check the ball up, right?
Yeah.
Because you want to make sure all your guys are ready and in right position before you pass this ball back, right?
Right. Exactly.
So this is the same thing, situational defense. These guys, they learn, oh, I can't expend, if they want me to score 30 a game, I can't expend energy trying to stop someone from scoring 20.
Right. Exactly.
Because I only got so much energy in me.
Right. Right.
And remember, before this era, the last 10 years, dudes was playing 40 minutes a game.
Yes, they were playing a lot of minutes.
Now, like when you play 35, they're like, "Oh, you're leading the league in minutes played."
Yeah, well, the game is faster. I give them that. They run up and down now quicker. The time of the game.
Speaking of which, I gotta say, for all the old heads, rest in peace to Doug Moe.
Oh yeah, Doug Moe. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he had that Denver team running, boy.
Yeah, yes, he did.
Yeah, Kiki Vandeweghe, Dan Issel, Alex English.
Alex English. He was my player. I love Alex English.
Smooth, right?
Yeah, he was smooth. That's when forwards were forwards, man.
Yeah, you see?
To me, I mean, now it's kind of, the game is different, and I get it. The 3-point line changed.
Yeah.
Changed the game, and then they took rules where you can play the zone. Emphasis was more on scoring than playing defense. So it was, totally different. But
the whole thing is you just hope people learn how to play.
Right.
Because there's a difference between knowing how to play and then not knowing, and you're only playing one way.
Right.
And I'm saying that's going to be the Cam Thomases of the future.
Right, exactly.
Because if all they working on is their own offense, if all their drills are about dribbling and shooting,
you're not taking the essence of the game.
Yeah, and because they play way less scrimmages than they used to.
Right.
The league now, they play way less scrimmages. They do walkthroughs and shoot arounds.
Right.
They don't practice as hard. Remember how Riley used to always have them practices?
Yeah, have them going. They used to hate it too.
Yeah. And then everyone else, if he was doing it, then Fratello was doing it. If Fratello was doing it, UB Brown was doing it. If UB Brown, you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
But, did you see that clip of Ron Harper Sr.?
No, I didn't see it.
I think it was someone was just asking him, how was it to play with Michael Jordan? He said, what did you learn? He said, no. He said, no rest. He said something like that, no rest. No, he said no days off. No days off.
Yeah, they said Michael was
when I got to Chicago, if you didn't play hard, you would definitely hit.
Yeah, Michael took it serious.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna end the show. The game
All right.
started 7:15. Game start. I like to thank LB. Thank LB and John
Leaf and John.
Leaf, and down the people in the chat down under, Ribby, Javon Ship. Thanks,
y'all. Come on in next time if you can.
Yeah. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back on the next game. Like and subscribe, share, and peace.
Peace.